Hello, this is Sean Edwards, and this is my screencast for ADB. Let's go ahead and get started. Um, I chose to do mine on tips for for database security, and let's look at the first one here, which is use database views instead of tables. Developers should create applications that interact with views rather than interact directly with the underlying table because it allows greater control over access to information both in the row and at the column levels. So it is something that developers should consider when considering security for their site. Another thing uh, they should use is that developers should store their SQL code on the server and make it available to applications through the use of stored procedures. This limits the range of actions applications may perform on a database and allows easy, uh, centralized or indexed updates, if you want to call it that. Uh, if requirements, if you have like new requirements later on that you have to change and adapt for. Um, yeah, let's put in. Another thing you don't want to do, which is a big no-no when doing database security, is that you definitely do not want to embed your SQL command in your code. Um, it the reason you don't want to do this is simply because it creates a vulnerability if malicious users are able to later modify it. Um, what was it called? Like for example, what's it called? Basically, if somebody enters the SQL command in a form, I believe it's in a form field. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Uh, yeah, but there's a correct term for it that someone could equal a SQL command through it through your through your in input field. So it is something that you should consider. And last but not least is that you want to apply the principle of least privilege. Um, you only really want to grant users or 8 DBAs the minimum set of permissions or uh, don't give them access to everything because you only want certain people to be executing certain functions that they're authorized to do because if somebody, for example, who has permissions to something that they shouldn't have, they they might accidentally delete a database or information in a database that will cause a company to lose a lot of money or disable the site for a few hours, which in turn still causes the company to lose money. So that's these are a few security tips that I thought were interesting and that anyone going into databasing or people who are already in database or involved using database should know just to help make their database as secure as possible and just building their application is the safest way they can and not losing information or such. But that's the end. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate this and hope to see hope to see you soon.